I walked into the cook tent and I was like, I'm done. And they're like, with the expedition? And I was like, no, I'm like done climbing and taking pictures.
In the last episode of A Bit of Optimism, I sat down with Corey Richards. He's the climber and photographer whose selfie after he survived an avalanche made it to the cover of National Geographic. His journey is nothing short of extraordinary. And as powerful as our first episode was, our conversation went even deeper. Corey's story is not just about surviving the mountains. It's about confronting the personal battles that follow, the moments of clarity and chaos that shape who we all are. This is A Bit of Optimism.
Our minds do this thing called splitting. When we feel under threat, we get more binary, which you see proliferating in extreme ways across America.
And for good reason, by the way. There's no time for nuance when there's a threat.
Right.
Am I going to get eaten or am I not going to get eaten?
But there is time for critical thinking.
Right.
To be able to slow yourself down and move into a response mindset. And this is, this is something I actually speak about, is this whole system is something I came up with largely because I was so heartbroken that I was like, how the fuck do I get through this? And so basically, if you can master the skill of slowing yourself down, which comes down to learning how to self-regulate, you can make that shift really quickly.
From binary to critical.
From binary to critical, out of sympathetic into parasympathetic.
It reminds me of pilots.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever heard air traffic control tapes of a really bad emergency on an aircraft, to me, the most extreme one is a very famous plane crash back in Sioux Falls or Sioux City. I can't remember. But basically, the plane's full on fire. Yeah. The engines are on fire. The plane's on fire. Yeah. They've lost hydraulics, which is literally the worst thing that can happen. Yeah. And they're controlling the plane with the engines, left and right with thrust, right? There's video footage of it, of the plane coming in for a landing on fire. And it crash lands, it somersaults, and miraculously half the people survived, including the pilot. But when you go listen to the air traffic control chatter, it's like, we're on fire right now. Gonna make a emergency landing, Yeah. And you can hear the tension in their voice, but they're calm and they're thinking, and they saved the lives of many because they could think critically. And it's everything you're saying. Yeah. Which is, in time of tension, they go calm, they self-regulate, they think about the problem, and they have options as opposed to, black and white and panic.
Right, right.